Hey everyone, I'm here to answer a couple of questions for you. Are home prices in Jupiter and Palm Beach Gardens finally coming down? Is the market crashing? Or are buyers finally getting a little breathing room after years of absolute insanity? Today, I'm breaking down exactly what happened in the April 2026 real estate market for both Jupiter and Palm Beach Gardens. And honestly, the numbers tell a much more interesting story than the headlines. I knew I got that. Because yes, some things are slowing down, but prices, they are still surprisingly strong. So if you're buying, selling, relocating, or even just wondering what your home might be worth in today's market, this video is for you. I'm Jason Jones with the Corcoran Group, keeping it real in real estate and life. So, big picture, what's happening? Before we jump into the numbers, let me give you the quick headline. We are no longer in the crazy pandemic real estate market. Homes are taking longer. Buyers are negotiating again. Sellers don't hold all the power anymore. But, and this is important, this is not a market crash. What we're seeing is a more balanced market. And honestly, that's healthier. For years, we had bidding wars, waived inspections, and buyers just doing whatever to win a house. Now, buyers are asking more questions, taking more time, and sellers have to be more strategic. That doesn't mean homes aren't selling, because they absolutely are. It just means pricing and presentation matter more now than ever. Let's start with Jupiter. Let's talk about single-family homes. So the Jupiter single-family home market had a pretty interesting April. Closed sales were actually down huge, 49% year over year. Sounds dramatic. I might have made it sound that way too. And honestly, if you just looked at the one number, you might think something terrible is happening. But here's where it gets interesting. Even though fewer homes sold, the median sale price actually increased almost 12%, reaching just over 1.03 million. That's huge. And it tells something really important. Demand for Jupiter is still very strong. People are still wanting to live here, whether it's Abacoa, waterfront communities, golf course living, Jupiter farms, or just the overall lifestyle. Jupiter continues to be a very desirable location. What I'm personally seeing on the ground is good homes that are priced correctly, still selling. Homes that are beautifully presented, marketed well, and realistic on the price are moving, but overpriced homes still sitting. And sellers who think we're still in 2021, 2022, that are gonna get multiple numbers, that's not happening. Buyers are smarter now. They're cautious, and honestly, they're pickier. Now, another thing I found really interesting, inventory in Jupiter is actually down over 26% from last year. So while sales slowed, we're not exactly flooded with inventory either. And month supply sits at around 4.3 months, which is not terrible territory. Pretty balanced, right? Right now, I'd call Jupiter definitely more of a balanced market. Not crazy competitive, not crashing, just healthier. And what this means for Jupiter buyers is, if you're planning to buy here, I actually think this is one of the better opportunities we've had in a few years. You may be able to actually negotiate. You might get some inspection credits. You might negotiate price. You may even get closing cost assistance depending on the property. That wasn't what was happening a couple of years ago. Back then, you blinked, the house was gone. Today, there's more room to breathe. There are still some markets like Abacoa where there's still not a lot of negotiating room. Jupiter condos and townhomes. Now, condos and townhomes in Jupiter are telling a slightly different story. Median pricing dipped about 2.5% year over year, not huge. Year-to-date sales are up actually about 8%. And honestly, that does make some sense to me because once single-family homes are crossing the $1 million mark, people start looking at alternatives, townhomes, condos, communities with amenities, lock and leaves, lifestyle type of places, especially for seasonal residents locating from the Northeast. So if you've been priced out of single-family homes in Jupiter, condos may actually present a really solid opportunity for you. Now, let's shift over to Palm Beach Gardens. This market is fascinating. Single-family home sales were down around 33% year over year in April. Again, sounds dramatic, but once again, pricing stayed strong. The median sale price in Palm Beach Gardens climbed to basically $1 million, and year-to-date pricing is up over 12%. That's a big move, and to me, Palm Beach Gardens continues to prove itself as a premier lifestyle community. You've got communities like Alton, Marisol, Ballin Isles, Avenir, Frenchman's Reserve, Old Palm, some waterfront neighborhoods on the Intercoastal Waterway, a lot of golf communities, amazing restaurants, high-end shopping, easy highway access, close to get to the best of Jupiter, but also Palm Beach and West Palm Beach. So lifestyle, it's really a huge lifestyle market. Now, homes are taking longer to go under contract. The median time to contract increased to about 82 days. But honestly, that's pretty normal. For years, we were just living in such an abnormal market. Throw it online, get 10 offers, choose your favorite, done. That's not real estate normal. This does feel more sustainable, more predictable, and honestly healthier. Now, inventory in Palm Beach Gardens still remains relatively constrained. Months of supply sits around 5.5 months, meaning we're moving closer toward balance, but we're not fully there yet. So sellers still have opportunity, but pricing strategy, like I've said before, matters a lot. Palm Beach Gardens townhomes and condos are definitely a little bit softer. Median price dipped around 4% year over year. Pending sales are down, closed sales are down, but there's one number that stood out to me. Sellers are still getting around 93% of asking price on average. That tells me buyers are still stepping up for the right property. And again, the key phrase here is the right property. Good condition, good location, good pricing, good marketing. Those things matter more now than ever. What this means for sellers. So let's talk about what all of this means if you're thinking about selling your home here in the near future. If you're selling, it doesn't matter, Jupiter or Palm Beach Gardens, you do need strategy. This is not the old market where you just toss out a number and hope. Pricing does absolutely matter. Presentation matters. Marketing matters. Professional photography, video, social media, exposure. That's what we're trying to do because buyers are comparing properties more carefully than they have in years. And here's something I tell sellers all of the time. The market tells you the truth really quickly. If you're getting showings but no offers, something's off. If nobody is even scheduling showings, it's usually the price point. And the faster we react, the better the outcome. What this means for buyers in these markets. Now, if you're buying, I actually think this is becoming a pretty smart window right now. You have more leverage, more negotiating power, less competition, more time to think. And while everyone keeps waiting for some magical, perfect moment to buy the house, interest rates, this, and the other thing, real estate timing rarely works that way because if rates improve, guess what happens? More buyers jump back in, then the competition increases again. And suddenly, you're competing again. So sometimes buying in a calmer market can actually be a real advantage. What I'm seeing personally, here in Jupiter and Palm Beach Gardens, serious buyers are still buying, luxury buyers are still very active, cash buyers are definitely still around, but people are taking their time. They're being strategic, they're being selective, and honestly, they expect some sort of value. That means strategy matters more than hype. The agents who adapt to this are doing really well in the market, and buyers and sellers who stay informed are going to make much better decisions. If you're thinking about buying, selling, relocating, or honestly just curious what your home might realistically be worth in today's market, feel free to reach out. I'm always happy to have a real conversation, no pressure, no weird sales tactics, just useful information. And if you found this market update helpful, make sure you subscribe because I'll be doing these monthly for Jupiter, Palm Beach Gardens, and the surrounding areas. Again, I'm Jason Jones with the Corcoran Group, keeping it real in real estate and life. I'll see you in the next one.